Hello and welcome to the very first video edition of Mobile Monday. I am God is Geek's Deputy Editor Martin Baker, and the first game that we're going to have a look at is Fridge Words. Now we've seen like word games before. We've seen quite a few of them. I've reviewed quite a lot of them on Mobile Monday. This is quite kind of different, and we'll show you how it's a little bit different. You'll see all the letters at the bottom of the screen, like below. Basically, what you're looking at is the handle of the fridge is the line. So anything underneath the line is the letters that you're going to be using, and you need to move the letters up to the top. You'll see a little. They'll go green when it's an accepted letter, and the outline will be red if it's not an accepted letter. So let's create some letters. Everybody likes pie, so I'll have pie up there. 26 points for that. So obviously the score you can see in the top left hand corner, the amount of points that you've got in the top right. The whole point is to make as many words as you can in the time limit. So I like beer, so I'll have some kegs, some beer kegs. Another nice thing about it is, like a letter like the M there, you can tap and turn it round. Well, it was a W, it now is an M, so you can tap it, turn it round. You can have different letters, so we'll have men, we'll have that one. What else can we have? We'll have see, we'll have a U, see if we can make something out of, turn that round, make that an N. Nag, we'll have nag. Married man here, so I know what that's all about. 10 seconds left, see if we can make any more letters. You can also buy letters using the little thing in the bottom right hand corner, the alternating letters. So pick a C, we'll have that. We're out of time. Oh no. 75 points. Oh well. It's not too bad. It could be better, but you know, talking and trying to play the game at the same time isn't exactly ideal. So you can obviously connect it to Facebook. It's like kind of like Words with Friends, where you connect it either over Game Center or over Facebook, and you can challenge friends to beat your score. Obviously there's a time limit, so the more words you can create in the time limit, the biggest score you get, and you can connect over Facebook to attempt to beat other people's scores. I'll have another game, see if I can do any better this time. The gold and silver letters, if you can use them as well, increase your bonus. So we'll have some letters again. Bid, we'll have bid. Or bide, we'll have add an E. Bide. Can we have an S? Yes, even more. We'll have T. Oh, we're looking for an I. These are I. We'll turn that one round and have a D, and then we'll have the E for tide. So I'm already doing better than we did last time, and there's still a minute left. I don't want to remove that. That's another thing to be aware of as well. You can accidentally move the letters out of the way, so that's not something you're going to want to do. Well, use some of these letters. We'll have a Q, a U, A, C, K. 170 points for that one because we've got a silver letter and a golden letter, so we've got some additional points. Can we have don't? We have D, and we'll get that U and turn it upside down. Can't have don't, no apostrophe, can't have it. We'll have Don anyway. Oh well, it's not too bad. See, there's a couple of letters there. We can turn that one upside down. We'll have an O in there. We'll get the U in. Just use that. That's one I was hoping to use for an N as well for mount, but can't have any more letters. So close. Oh well, we did better than we did last time, so it's not too bad. We're getting better. As you can see, it's you just really want to use those gold and silver letters to, if you connected to Facebook and you want to beat your friends, you want to use those gold and silver letters in order to get to where you want to be. But that's Fridge Words. Right, the next game that we're going to have a look at is Cave Quest. It's an interesting title for a game. It's one of those games that you don't really know what you're going to get into before you start playing. A lot of games you can tell by looking at the icon or by guessing with the name of the game what the game is going to imply, but Cave Quest, I had no idea before going into it what I was going to have to do. turns out that the game is like a story-based match 3 or more game. So you can see the little like miners, the characters that you're playing are in the bottom center of the screen at the minute, and they've got to travel along the purple path that you can see running through the middle of it, and you've got to clear the way by matching 3. So we'll match those 3 and allow them to walk a little bit further, match some more up there. So it's essentially a match 3 game. But there's an element of requirement in it, so it's not just matching 3 for the sake of matching 3. You're actually trying to, accomplish a task. So it makes it a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit of a time element involved as well. Obviously, the way that the characters are moving is the way that the objects in the scene will move. So if they're moving up, even if you're trying to clear things around a corner, everything will always move up if they're moving up. You have to wait for them to kind of turn that corner and start moving in a different direction if you want them to move. If you want the objects that are being cleared to move in that direction as well. So it can be a little difficult at times, but it's quite enjoyable. It's definitely different. I'll give it that. Collecting items as well while you're going through. There is a story element which we'll get to in a second, I'm sure, when we get to the end of this section. But yeah, there is a story with it, so you are going towards a goal by trying to get to the end of the levels. So let's see what we can get to. Some stuff there. So that's the goal that you're trying to get to. You're trying to clear all the things out of the way of the purple path in order to get to the goal. Let's see what the story element is. The minute, right, okay, so what we got to do. Still need 19 parts, can we? So we've got to go see the shaman. Let's just find some masks for him before he'll help us. Typical game. We've got to help him find the masks first. So what we've got to do, find the lost masks for the shaman. So there's a mask there. Can we pinch and zoom? Okay. So there's masks around the tent that he's in. Any more masks? There's one there. It's getting difficult to see here. Can't even see it. Well, okay, we can use the question mark to see more. Well, to give us the location of some of the masks in the scene. Is that a mask? No, it's not a mask. There's one there behind her. How many more do I need? There's one more somewhere. Just one. Hoping for that question mark to fill up again so you can tell where it is. Because for the life of me, I cannot see it. I'm expecting it to be like in the... Oh, there. Yeah, last one. Right. Pinch to zoom back out, talk to him. See if he'll help us now. Hopefully he'll help us. Give him the masks. Okay, so we've got a staff now, so we can remove the gloom from that area. Use the staff on there. Cool, right, okay, so it's a bit different. We've got to remove the stones near the gloom in order to remove the gloom. So it's a little bit different to what we were doing earlier. It's still same, match 3 things, typical gameplay that we're used to. Hopefully it's not too difficult. It's not that easy really. Let's have a look. Can we remove that and then that? Yes, alright, it's getting a bit easier now. Now that we're clearing a bit of a path, it's not too bad. What else is there? Where else can we go? 5 there. Get that. And okay. There we go, getting there now. Nearly there, there's a couple more left. Clear that. That. Oh, I can't swap them. Have to try and go downwards. Oh, just one more left. So close. There we go. So that should be the gloom cleared, and we can move on to the next part of the game. So, map, next area. But that's Cave Quest. The next game on the list for this week's Mobile Monday is Tin Man Can, which is a fun name to say. I can't get enough of saying it, to be honest. Tin Man Can is it's kind of an infinite scroller, in the sense that you go from left to right of the screen, but it's level based, so it's not quite an infinite scroller. We'll just carry on where I left off, really. It's simple controls. You just tap the screen to jump. Everything else is automatic, so if you don't touch the screen, you'll just carry on in the way that you're going. If you touch the screen, he'll jump. And the whole point is to try and collect as many of these things, especially the cans of energy, because he's a robot and he won't carry on without the energy that he needs. But collect as many of the red, I don't even know what they're called, the like energy things. They kind of look like gobstoppers, so I'm going to call them gobstoppers. But you collect them to replenish your energy. You have to keep an eye on the energy, really. If you run out, there we go. You can't run out. In the top left hand corner there's like an indicator to tell you how much energy you've got left. If you run out of that energy, if you tap the screen, it just won't. The propeller on his head won't spin round, so you just fall and you'll have to start the level over again. But you can, collect the little power up things to replenish that energy, or just if you let go of the screen for a couple of seconds, it'll build up a little bit. But you just got to try and collect them to maintain that energy, and just keep an eye on it. Basically, I mean, if you don't keep an eye on it, you're gonna quickly find yourself without energy and failing the level, to be honest. So you just got to keep an eye on it. It's kind of like in an infinite runner where you just avoid or attempts to avoid the obstacles in the way. It's kind of like the opposite, in the sense that you've got to smash into every obstacle, otherwise you'll run out of energy and you just won't complete the level. But it's all, every level is the same as that. It's a case of trying to collect. There's 3 of those energy canisters in each of the level, and you've got to try and collect all of those while trying to do it in as quick a time as possible, but while collecting as many of those little gobstopper looking items as possible as well. So you've got the canisters to collect, as well as the little gobstopper things. Obviously it keeps, as you progress through the levels, it adds additional elements. So you just saw that this level has little bouncing things that you got to try and jump on, to get to the next part. Also, those things that also serve to help save the energy. Obviously, if you're bouncing on stuff, you don't need to use the energy to fly upwards. You can just use the energy from those, like I should have done there. But it's a case of each level is more or less the same game mechanics as the previous one. You might have 1 or 2 additional elements. Like these bouncing platforms will probably stick around for a couple of levels, and then it'll introduce something else. Once it looks like I've gotten used to that. Obviously, there's medals associated with how well you did in each of the levels. So if we go back to the level select screen, you can see that I've only got gold on 1 of the levels, level 4, and so that it gives like a replayability value to it. If you want to go back and if you didn't get all 3 canisters, you can go back and get 3 canisters, or if you didn't get gold, you can go back and do that. So it adds an element of replayability to it. we can't be doing the upside down platforms. That's just added a level of confusion to it. But the game is rather fun. It reminds me of there are a couple of old school games that had the element of like you got to try and manage when you're tapping the screen or when you're using the thrusters and stuff like that. Otherwise, you run out of fuel. It's got an element of those games. You just got to be careful. You got to try and collect everything you can while being careful as to how many times you tap in the screen. You don't really want to tap the screen too much and run out of energy, otherwise, like I said, you'll fail the level. We'll do one last level and then we'll have a look at another game. Try and avoid the upside down ones, otherwise they'll bounce me down to us. Oh, Mr. Canister. Oh well. Got to try and use those like the ends of the platforms as ramps to try and give you a little bit of a boost as well. But not straight into a platform, hopefully. Oh, missed another canister. Terrible at this level. But it gives me a reason to go back and play the level again, which I suppose is at least part of the point. I got that one. But that's Tin Man Can, one of the most fun names to say. The last game that we're going to have a look at today on Mobile Monday is a G5 Games game called the Old Clockmaker's Riddle. And it's a interesting game, to be honest. It's similar to Cave Quest. It's another match 3 game that has a story element with it. Normally they don't really have too much of a story element, but we've seen 2 games today that have. So if you're interested in match 3 games, but also in games that have a story, then Old Clockmaker's Riddle might be the game for you. So the whole point is to match you can see some of the gems have clocks on them, like little hands to indicate that they're clocks that you need to collect. You can see in the left hand side of the screen 25 of those. So you need to try and collect, just match 3 things as you would in a normal match 3 game, but you're aiming to catch the ones with hands on them more than the other ones. But you do have to collect the other ones just to get the ones with hands on them, really. So let's match some more up to show everything happening. So there's 4 there. We can match the green ones up. Nothing can match with the red yet. Can't match I thought that those were a bit dark to be actual gems, so can't match them ones. Need to get some more symbols with hands on them yet. Match some more. What can we do? Can match a couple there. 4. Need to get rid of the red one on the right hand side. I also noticed that this level seems to be filling up with those non-gems, so I can see how it's going to get more difficult as the game's going on. What else can we do? Match them ones. Some more. We're on 13 out of 25, so we've got quite a few more that we need to match yet. We can match a blue one there. We can do the red one there. Orange. Let's get that to fall down a bit. So we're getting nearly there. 21 out of 25 now. We're almost there. Need to match a couple more. Can we match green? We can match green with that. Blue we can't quite do yet. Green we can do. So there we go. That's level done. So you can match as many as you want gems for the rest of them, but the whole point is to match the ones with clocks on them. Let's do 12 here. Oh god, this. These are the puzzles at the end of each level. There's a little puzzle that you can do. They're quite difficult. I mean, as you can see, I've ruined it for myself now. There's no more moves I can make, so you can either restart it and have another go, or you can just skip it. And I tend to skip them. Although, can I do this one? Oh, no more turns. Pretty sure there are. Oh well, whatever. If it says there's no more turns, then there's no more turns. Skip puzzle. We'll get to the next story element. I'll show you some of the story elements of the game. Okay. So the whole part of the game is that the clock tower at the beginning of the game. Get rid of that message. The clock tower at the centre of the town has gone backwards and started to destroy the rest of the town. And you try to build it up one by one by tapping on each of the little buildings that are all dilapidated and try to rebuild them. So I've done a couple of them. You can see just to the left of the arrows. So we'll tap on this next building. Let's help this guy out by rebuilding his house. So I need 35 on this one, so this is probably going to be another difficult one. A couple there. Get rid of some. Oh, there's a different colour of blue now. That's throwing a spanner in the works. Let's try and match some more. Let's try and match them quickly. Oh, we're not doing bad. We're already on 5 out of 35. So let's see how quickly we can do them. Let's have a look. Oh, I could have matched the green one then, missed it. See, it's the type of game that you want to just keep an eye out on stuff instead of going in like a bull in a china shop like I keep doing. You can match them ones because sometimes you'll miss out. You'll match gems, fair enough, but because the whole point is to match the gems with clock hands on them, you could go a bit like a bull in a china shop, really, just thinking, oh, I match a gem and it's not actually the gem that you want to match, and you kind of ruin it for yourself a little bit. So we're getting there anyway. We're not halfway through yet, but getting there. Can we match some more? I'm sure that it would tell me if there's no more to match. There must be something somewhere. There's one thing about it, where Bejeweled will tell you if you're waiting around it a little bit where the next move can be. This game doesn't seem to actually use a special power. I thought we were going to break more than that, but never mind. It gave us a way out, so we'll match some more stuff. Can we match the blues? We can't match blues yet. Reds up there, can match them. No more turns, oh well. Oh, that's old Clockmaker's Riddle, so ruined it a little bit there, but you can see the gameplay elements and the story elements anyway, so that's Mobile Monday for this week. We'll see you next week for another video. I've been Martin Baker, Deputy Editor. Bye bye.